Oh man, I just heard some very, very exciting news about the 2026 Ram TRX and how much horsepower it'll have, because I was under the belief that it'll come back with the same 702 horsepower that it had when it left production in 2024. But with the Raptor R sporting over 720 horsepower now, and my dear friend not being known to allow vehicles to have less horsepower than the competition. Speaking of that, you got the Raptor R with up to 720 horsepower.
Yeah, I know. I got it. 702, 720.
So Tim Kuniskis must have something up his sleeve. Well, what if I told you someone reached out to me, and I think you'd be very happy with how much horsepower that they told me that a Stellantis rep told them. And the Ram TRX is going to have over 700. You got the Raptor R with up to 720 horsepower.
Yeah, I know. I got it. 702, 720. You know,
I think he's all over it.
The thing is,
red eye blower.
if I put you in a 702, in a 720, and a 720, you can't tell.
No, hey,
you can't
on
tell.
paper, I feel inferior, man.
But
on paper.
Oh, you're right.
I may or may not have a little ego, so, you know.
Okay, I'm over 52,000 friends, and the 56% of you guys who are watching but haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Now, I'm not gonna wait like 10, 15 minutes before I tell you how much horsepower that the 2026 Ram TRX will have that I heard about. But I do want to say this first. Now, everyone and their mama wants more horsepower for the Ram TRX. We have 4 great years of this truck and no horsepower bumps, no rear color changes outside of special editions. And the only thing we got for that in 4 years, basically a huge price hike, thanks to Stellantis fired CEO Carlos Tavares. And the same truck, basically from 2021 to 2024, with really no significant upgrades, was like a $20,000 difference. That is way too expensive from where the TRX started production and where it ended at in production stuff. And like I said, the only thing that really changed in those 4 years was basically like a digital instrument cluster, and then the actual radio went to like a cheaper Android-based operating system. Other than that, that is not $20,000 worth of upgrades. So I hope that when the TRX comes back for 2026 model year, it is not stupid expensive, because Ram could easily price the TRX around $115,000 base price if they wanted to, because that is literally the exact same base price as a Ford Raptor R. But I'm hoping that my dear friend Tim Kuniskis and the new Stellantis CEO Antonio Filoso and basically Stellantis will not do that nonsense and price the TRX way too high. I mean, I'm hoping that the TRX, you know, just me right here, just spitballing, hoping that the TRX costs basically 80 grand, basically $10,000 more expensive than the RHO. It is literally the exact same truck between the RHO and the TRX. Even Tim Kuniskis says basically the exact same thing right here.
And I like the feedback too. Like the TRX, honestly, I didn't know it was screwed up. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, the RHO going to 98. Yeah,
I keep calling it TRX, but you know what I mean.
Same thing. You just got an inline 6 and it's the truck.
It's the exact same truck.
It's, I know.
They tuned the suspension different because of the weight, but other than that, it's the same truck.
The only difference that I can see between the TRX and the RHO is actually the engine and the transmission, and that is it. Basically, the difference between a Scat Pack and a Hellcat. So I hope with all the stuff that this present administration has done in the past several months, like set cafe fines down to $0 for the next 4 years, remove all the strict emissions nonsense from all these federal states, and then they're also going after carb and stuff, which is kind of hold up a fight. But I'm hoping that all this stuff that this current administration did, I hope that Stellantis will basically recognize that and pass the savings down to the actual customer. Now, Dodge did just that with the Charger lineup, because the Charger basically across the board is about, I say about $10,000 to $15,000 cheaper than a comparable V8 Mustang. And the Charger is just a way bigger car, all-wheel drive, and more horsepower, and it's still way cheaper than the Mustang. So I'm hoping that Ram and Tim Kuniskis and Antonio Filoso, Stellantis, basically do the same thing for the TRX and make it a ridiculously good deal. Because in 2021, the TRX was an insane deal. It was so crazy to get a 700 horsepower truck for like $70,000 base price. My TRX that I bought it was around like $89,000 out the door with literally every option on it, except for all the exterior add-ons like bead locks, ram bar, tonneau cover, tire carrier, side steps and stuff. That was literally a freaking steal at the time. You had so many sales within those first 2 years. I think they sold like almost like what, about 35 to 40,000 TRXs within 2 years of that truck coming out before those price hikes started getting insane. I mean, you can look at this graph right here. Ram prices started to skyrocket, started around like 2022, 2023, and then bam, the actual sales started to drop dramatically, horribly. The value brand lost its value, and basically everyone just went and jumped ship and jumped to basically other brands. So I think Ram needs to basically go and make the TRX cheaper than the Raptor R, make some of these other trims of these trucks a little bit cheaper and stuff to bring people back into the brand. And Ram needs to get it in gear, because if they don't, they're trending to be the 4th best-selling truck brand in America. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not gonna make you wait 10 minutes to tell you how much horsepower it is, but I'm gonna tell you right now, exactly how much horsepower I heard that the TRX is gonna have for 2026 model year. So I had someone tell me about a rep, and I'm not gonna say exactly what area this rep is in. So I'm gonna say a rep has been telling dealers and stuff how much horsepower that TRX is gonna come out with later. Well, it's gonna be announced later this year. It's gonna be on sale in January of next year. So I'm not gonna tell you the exact horsepower, because I want to make sure that they don't have like different reps telling people certain things to figure out, you know, who's leaking out information and stuff. So I'm gonna give you a range of horsepower, and don't worry, this range of horsepower is more horsepower than the standard TRX and more horsepower than the brand new Raptor R that's at 720 horsepower. So the horsepower range I'm gonna give you that the TRX is gonna have is between 750 horsepower and 790 horsepower. So I'm not gonna tell you the exact number. I know the exact number from what that person told me, so I'm not gonna tell you that. I wanna make sure they don't get in trouble. But this right here is, you know, I would say that I was expecting a number closer to 750 horsepower, but they told me that number is actually, well, I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but let's just say it's higher than 750 horsepower. And I was expecting maybe around 750-ish, because like I said in my previous video, that those direct connection stage kits, basically Dodge Direct Connection put in the work for years and had to go through all this crap to get all these stage kits basically certified for carb and stuff. And so they already done all this work, so it shouldn't be that much problem to go and do a pulley swap at the plant and load a different piece of software on the actual ECM and stuff, and bam, there you go, more horsepower from the factory in this vehicle and stuff. So if you look at this chart right here, you can basically see that they can actually give a TRX 757, probably 752, because of the intake robs a couple horsepower from the actual vehicle and stuff. So I'm thinking the TRX should have 752 horsepower, but the person told me a different number and stuff. But I was hoping and I was thinking that, yeah, if they actually do this, apply the stage kits, that it would be 752. And I would just say that I think this right here is a pretty good idea, because I was kind of wondering why in the world is like the Durango Hellcat, the Durango 392, and the TRX all basically delayed for some foreseeable time in the future, right? I think the Durango Hellcat, you cannot order until like October, so just take like another couple of days before you actually order and stuff. Then the Durango 392, that's kind of like they don't really have an ETA on exactly. I'll put it on the screen right here. But these three vehicles, for some odd reason, was getting delayed and stuff. I'm going like, why are they getting delayed? So hopefully, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they're getting delayed because they're trying to either A, get them to basically pass CARB and stuff, and that's why they're only being sold basically in federal states, and B, because they want to add more horsepower to them in order to get more people to actually upgrade their older vehicles, older versions of vehicles, to the new ones. Because the Durango Hellcat been around since 2021 and has been in production ever since, except when they skipped 2022 model year. And the Ram TRX basically has the same fate. It's been around since 2021. It's been in production since 2024, skipped a year, and now here we go again. And they basically got around the same time frame. These two vehicles have been in production around the same exact time. So I'm hoping that for this to be the case, I'm hoping that, yeah, we're going to see these two vehicles have more horsepower. I think Dodge went ahead and announced how much horsepower the Durango is going to have and something like that. But I'm hoping that they just change it, like, oh, look, we're going to add more horsepower to it. Because I think they changed some things since Roadkill Nights to now on some other stuff that they announced. But I'm hoping that we will see a TRX fingers crossed, because I would love to see a TRX with more horsepower and a new suspension. I told you guys in a previous video a few years ago that I knew that it was working on a new suspension and stuff. I'm hoping that new suspension is on there, more horsepower on this new TRX and stuff, and we have maybe 37-inch tall tires, whatever. Just a few things that make this TRX different from the RHO, because I would hate to have the same exact thing. You got a Raptor V6 and a Raptor R, basically look like the exact same thing. Then you're gonna have a RHO and a TRX. There's really no gray area between those two trucks, right? So it's like, I'll say it's been kind of like funny. People in the TRX forum and stuff has been kind of picking on our RHO guys because they got the removed Hellcat option truck and stuff. So I'm hoping that, you know, we would have a little bit more things in TRX camp to where our truck's a little bit more different and stuff. And can you guys, Ram, when you bring TRX back, can you give us red versions of the keys and stuff? I mean, everybody who's had Hellcats have red keys and stuff. So maybe give us with a TRX. Where my key at? Where's my old TRX key at? There we go. Can you give us an actual red version of the key and stuff instead of just a red back on it? But that's just me. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you guys think the TRX will come back with more horsepower? Do you guys think that basically Ram will go and take the stage kits and load them onto the TRX and basically roll them out to you from the factory with more horsepower? How much do you guys think the TRX is going to be when it comes out and stuff? I'm hoping to be around 80 grand, like I said in my video and stuff, because Ram needs to get more sales, and the best way to get more sales is lower prices. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And if you want to find out more about these more horsepower that I'm thinking it's going to be in these new vehicle stuff, you can watch this video right here. And until the next time, I'm out.